Hello, everyone. I hope you're well and you're looking forward to the summer holiday. We only have 3 weeks left now. So the PowerPoint that you're just about to see is the same PowerPoint that we gave to staff members last week. And also this week, myself and Mr. Claridge have been doing assemblies to every student to make sure that any message that we give out are clear and consistent for all stakeholders. So we started off this week talking about the importance of following the basics. So what do we expect here at John Ferneley? Do we expect students to have good levels of attendance? That when they come to school, they're prepared with the right attitude in terms of behaviour for learning, to make sure that they're following the uniform policy that they designed, but also be punctual. We know from our experience that school can be quite a simple place. If our students turn up to school every single day with the right attitudes, we know they're going to be successful. We also share some information about how much learning is missed based on lateness. So we've explained to our students this week that if they're 5 minutes late each day, that's 3 whole days of learning that they're going to miss. 10 minutes late, 6.5 days of learning they'll miss. 15 minutes late each day, a whole 2 weeks of learning they'll miss. 20 minutes, 13 days. And if they're 30 minutes late each day, then that's a whole 19 days of learning that they'll miss. We also talk to our students the importance of having good levels of attendance and how our college target is 96%. And we understand sometimes there are genuine situations where somebody's poorly, they have a sick bug and unable to come to school. But out of those 365 days in a year, 175 of those are dedicated to relaxing. So that includes weekends, half terms, and summer holidays. Our students are only in school for 190 days per year. So in terms of the amount of lessons will we miss based on attendance, if they have 100% attendance, that's not a single lesson that they'll miss. If it's 95, as you can see, that's 50 whole lessons that that young person will miss. And as you can see, as the attendance decrease, the amount of learning that missed increases. But it's really important that we explain to our students why that is important. So if you look at the graph on the left-hand side, it shows the percentage of attendance and also the chances of getting a 5 or above, including maths and English. And as you can see in terms of the correlation, as the attendance decrease, so does the chances of getting 5 and above. And it's really important because we spoke to our students this week about competition. And when they're in a position to apply for colleges, they're not only competing against everybody in their year group, but they're also competing against everybody in their year group at Longfield, at Roundhill, at Brick Valley. And colleges only have a limited number of courses they can offer on places. So they need to make sure they're competitive in order to get a great chance of getting the course they want. The table on the right-hand side is attendance and something called Progress 8. So essentially, that is how schools and young people are measured. So if their target grade is a 5 and they're getting 5s across the board, their Progress 8 score will be 0. If they're smashing it and doing really well and come out with 6s across the board, their Progress 8 score will be +1. If they underperform and maybe get a 4 across the board, their Progress 8 score is -1. So essentially, we want their Progress 8 score to be 0 or into the pluses. And as you can see, those students that get 96% to 100% are doing an average, a grade and a half better than they should be. However, as the attendance decreases, so does the impact on results. For example, if their attendance is 79%, they are over 3.5 grades where they should be working. So to support the students, make sure that it's consistent about when they're on time. We've made a few changes, as you can see from my bulletin. So essentially, the school day starts at the same time. It's at 8:35. I want to start off by apologising to our students. I feel that the current model that we have doesn't lend itself well in order to make students be on time. The current model, when the bell goes at 9:05, there's a 5-minute movement bell between the end of registration and the start of period 1, which causes a bit of confusion. So we're making some changes as from Monday. Tutor time will be the same time, so it will start at 8:40 and finish at 9:05, but lesson 1 is going to start at 9:05. We're also going to introduce a two-bell system. So after 5 minutes, the bell will go, and that will also indicate to students and to staff members if they're on time or not. In addition to that, we are going to make sure that we give out some rewards for those students that get to lessons on time to encourage them to make the right choice. And we're going to start this on Monday. And one of the reasons why we want to start this on Monday and not wait to the next academic year, because when we come back to school in August, we don't want too many surprises. When we come back in August, it's just business as usual. The other change that we're going to be doing is that the bell for the end of the day will be at 3 o'clock as opposed to 3:05. And that allows that 5-minute movement bell that was at the start of the day to be put at the end of the day in order for students to get off site safely. But it's really important that we teach our students how to be punctual, giving them tools to be successful. And this is where you can help us out as parents and carers, making sure that our young people are getting their bag sorted the night before. So any equipment they may need, pencil case, PE kit, food tech ingredients, is organised the night before, and they can place it next to the front door, and then in the morning they can just pick it up, leave, and they'll head off to school. Making sure that our young people are leaving with enough time to factor in for traffic. We spoke to our students this week about filling up water bottles. It's really good to see our students keeping hydrated, and we have lots of water fountains around the school. We're making sure that break times and lunch times are the times where they're filling it up so they're not losing learning. And it always boils down to being organised, making sure that they check the timetable the night before so they know what lessons they've got. All of our students have access to class charts so they can see their timetable. And if they need to get their code resetted, then please speak to their form tutor. But essentially, we want them to be organised so they're prepared for the next day. I think one of the biggest reasons why our young people are late is because during lesson changeover, some of our students are not proactively going to lessons. They seem to be just hanging around waiting to have a bit of a chat with their friend. So as I mentioned, we are going to reward our students for being on time. So if they achieve a full day with no lates, they'll get 1 positive point. If they manage to accumulate a full week without no lates, they'll get an additional 6. So essentially, that's 11 positive points just for getting to lessons on time to maximise your learning. However, there'll also be some consequences. So if any of our students accumulate 5 lates within a week, that's going to be a 1-hour detention issued. And these detentions will be automatically set on class charts. So if they get a detention period 1, 2, or 3, it'll be the same day. 4 or 5 will be the next day. So essentially, we're giving our students 4 opportunities to maybe be late if it's a genuine reason, in order to get to lessons on time. But if any student gets 5 lates in a week, that will automatically trigger a detention. And I don't anticipate lots of people being in detention. What I do anticipate is when that bell goes during lesson changeover, the corridor's going to be nice and clear, and our young people in lessons do the do now task and learning. Because as I said at the start of this presentation, we appreciate and we understand the importance of being on time and how that impacts on learning. I also want to take this opportunity to thank you all for your support and all your help throughout the year, and I'm looking forward to continuing to working with you.